In early autumn, the Hoffman family moved into an old house on the outskirts of a small town in Maine. The house was spacious, with high ceilings, wooden floors, and old-fashioned carved beams. Linda, Jack, and their 14-year-old daughter Emma were delighted with their new home. Emma was especially excited about her new room, which was on the first floor and overlooked the beautiful garden. The parents tried to do everything they could to make their daughter feel at ease. After all, moving to a new city and a new school is always stressful. One day, while strolling through an antique market, the family saw a large antique mirror in a heavy wooden frame. Emma immediately wanted to put it in her room. The mirror beckoned and attracted her gaze. Jack saw how much his daughter liked it and bought it. That evening, after dinner, they took the mirror up to Emma's room, and the girl proudly placed it in front of her bed. The next morning, however, Emma was nowhere to be found. When her parents noticed her absence, they first thought she had gone out for a walk. By noon, Emma had not returned, and the parents became worried. Jack and Linda searched the whole house and checked the garden, but found no sign of their daughter. They had no choice but to call the police and report her missing. After several hours of searching, the police found no trace to indicate that Emma might have left the house. Desperate, Linda returned to her daughter's room. Next to the mirror, she noticed strange red stains that looked like drops of blood. At that moment, fear gripped the woman. Could this mirror be connected to Emma's disappearance? Linda was terrified, but felt that something had to be done. She grabbed a black cloth and covered the mirror. Linda hoped it would help somehow. The next morning, Linda walked into her daughter's room. She was horrified to see Emma on the floor. Next to the mirror, she saw strange red marks on Emma's neck, as if from hands. On top of the dead Emma lay the black cloth that the mirror had been draped with. Linda screamed in horror, and Jack rushed to her scream. Jack was mortified by this terrible discovery. He thought that the mirror had somehow managed to take their daughter's life. Jack took his hunting rifle and fired twice directly into the mirror. Shards flew all over the room, and the police arrived at the shots. Jack was taken to the station for questioning, leaving Linda alone in the house. Linda decided to pick up the shards of the mirror and get rid of them. She picked up each one carefully, but the shards hurt her finger. Linda felt a searing pain and thought for a moment that something dark and cold was filling her body, but she put it down to fatigue and shock. In the morning, while Jack stayed at the police station, a neighbor dropped by their house. Mrs. Klein wanted to support Linda in her time of need. When she entered the house, she called out to her landlady, but heard no answer. She headed for Emma's room. Opening the door, the neighbor froze in place. On the floor, next to the frame of the broken mirror, she saw Linda dead. Her face was pale, and there were 2 gunshot wounds in her chest.